I made sure that one was off, forgot to turn this one on. We'll call the March 20th, 2025 City of Brentwood Architectural Review Board meeting to order. Calling the roll. Carl Carlin,
Here.
Matt Foreman, here. Paul Turner.
Here.
Right, our first order of business is approval of the minutes for February 20th, 2025.
No comments. I would move to approve.
I'll second that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Hearing no opposed, the meetings are. All right, first order of business, old business, 8510 Eulalie. So to be changing.
So I shall recuse myself for the next 3 submissions.
Oh, you're doing all three? Okay.
Well,
I
Tom,
knew he
Tom,
was.
Tom will lead, but
I knew he was doing all
recused.
three. I didn't know you were doing.
well,
all
I'll just
three.
go down and help him out with whatever he needs, or I can sit up here too. What?
You can see better up here.
Come down there.
Wherever you get, whatever you guys want.
You're gonna be comfortable.
All right,
Pretend like I'm down on
8510 Eulalie, old business. We have new elevations and site plan. All right, so tell us how we did on our revisions.
So we dropped the second floor height as discussed to 8 foot. Reduced the gables to a tapered. Some of the reflection as we discussed last meeting.
So that's on the east and west. We got both of those gables. The one in back, the one in front, obviously still. The one in back stayed high. I also, it looks like you got the front porch.
Right, we
even
pulled the front porch
ahead.
back in.
It's actually pulled back a foot. So I shifted 2 feet back with the back of the building. That whole pie kind of sliced back,
So the front
projects out a foot.
actually proud of the garage by a foot.
Correct.
Lovely, okay. I think where we left off last time, and Carl, you might have to jump in on this one. The markup we had, I thought we were at like 29 foot, and you're at 3210.
That is the overall building height versus the,
Yeah, I'm trying to remember, but I think you can go ahead, Paul. But you talked about taking a foot out of each floor and then going from 12 and 12 to 8 and 12. I think, right?
Right, the first floor is 9 foot, the second floor is 8 foot now. We took a foot out of both of those and then,
so there's 2 feet removed, and then the primary roof structure was 7.5 over 12. That's been reduced to 6 over 12.
Saying from the side view.
Yeah, so from the side view, was actually 7.5 over 12, and then I just changed that to a 6 over 12. So we have, at the front, the entry's 12 over 12, the gables are 8 over 12 on the front and the back, so that the rear porch, covered porch, has actually been removed, so it's just a patio. But that back elevation, the gable, is an 8 over 12, and then the side elevations are 6 over 12. And then the clippings are 6 over 12. And that dimension's graphic. I mean, I just slid everything down and then remeasured it.
All right, so it looks like you had a little AutoCAD burp.
So the package that Tom had purchased is in Softdesk, completely different application. So I turned a lot of stuff off that was not applicable.
Yes, but we missed the plate heights.
Correct. But that's why the overall height's there.
First floor is 9?
That will be 9 feet, yes. Unfortunately, none of that is actually an AutoCAD dimension other than what I've redrawn.
And the second floor is 8 feet. Because I'm still, so how did we not get to the 29 foot that was on Carl's markup?
No idea.
Yeah, I apologize, I didn't bring it. I guess we could look it up in the file. Thanks. Yeah. I mean, it does sound like the things we discussed have been included.
Download. Oh, I was looking for the actual markup, but. Which was. Or did I have to send it to myself?
We send a version to the city for record keeping.
Nah, it's gonna be terrible. I'm not doing that. All right, let's go back here.
I mean, so if what we're talking about is that the goal, understanding that a two-story house is what's going to happen in this location, and we're trying to minimize the impact on the smaller one-story neighborhood context. So the plan was to try to take as much height out of it as possible, right? And the ways to do it were to change the gables and to take, a foot out of each level. So you went from 10 and 9 to 9 and 8, right?
Correct.
So not being able to weigh in on the measuring discrepancies you're describing from software, if those things have been done, then I don't know if anything remains as a possibility to take any additional height out of it, right? So, I mean, the driving factor would be the gable on the side, as you said, right? So if you're down at 6 and 12, then I don't know that we would go lower than that with this style of house, right? So, because I mean, really, that's what drives the peak height, right? And the datum line that starts that slope is the 9 foot and the 8 foot. So,
All right, I need a little help, Mr. Turner.
The other dimension that you measured from could have been from the finished floor rather than grade. I mean,
So when I measured the existing house from grade to peak of the existing house, it was 15 feet. From at the driveway side, which is
Existing
shorter
home,
than
right.
the other one.
One-story home.
So we're still over double, but what I'm getting here is when I scale it, I'm getting 9 foot and I'm getting 10 foot. So I'm not sure how much, and if I scale down here, it matches up. And you didn't mess with this one, I'm assuming.
Been one of those cases where I moved it, but then didn't save
But when I check a
properly.
different dimension.
So that will take it down another 2 feet if that's what the issue is.
Yeah, that's where I'm going.
I mean, I don't have the
I have a
CAD
hunch
file
you've
with me,
got
so.
graphics that aren't necessary, so if I go all the way to
Well,
the
yeah,
end of that.
and I think
get-
what that did was is it went up to the top of that,
So you're calling out
graphic.
3210, I'm scaling 32.8, so we're very close. But if this comes down to 8 foot and this comes down to 10 foot,
yeah, they're intended to be that,
we're
so.
gonna be at 30 foot.
So can you
Eight.
do a tagline over from to the right-hand side elevation? Am I seeing that it's just the front elevation didn't get pulled down? So, yeah, you can go to the very top.
You're just trying to make sure those line up.
Yeah, but look at the eave line that I have. The eaves look like they're lower, so I'm not quite sure where that is. I'll have to dig through.
But Matt, what you're saying is like
But I'm.
graphically it didn't get depicted, so there's actually still 2 feet to come out of it
Correct.
without changing the agreement.
Well, so,
The intent would be for the 9 foot plate on the first floor, right?
yeah, so
That's the back.
no, this is the side elevation.
You mean from
Then from
here?
the other side over here.
Nope. So it looks like there's a graphic discrepancy.
There's still some,
So
Clean up.
we've got the roof clips, we've got the floor plan, we've got good finishes. It looks like we're missing some window trim. Am I wrong?
Yes, we are. It appears to be missing.
Should be a 1x wrapped in coil around the windows.
So can you repeat that?
Should be a 1x wrapped in coil around all the windows.
So we tend to go for heavier trim than that.
Well, no, he's saying 1x.
Oh, that way.
Like
sorry.
a 1x, like a 1x4.
I am tired. So how wide is that then? Like, if,
3.5.
okay, yeah, all right, sorry.
Okay, so we're good.
I was like, what? Yeah. So
Been a long day, sorry.
With you. We're,
but we should show it graphically because
that's fine.
this is for the record. So
all right, so
The side elevations to pick it better.
1x3 or 1x4? did you say?
1x4.
It's a 1x4 nominal.
does that trim go around the garage door as well?
Yes.
1x4 nominal trim, all windows and doors.
Except for the one in the stone.
Matt, excuse me for 1 second. The way I'm looking at this plan here, and this, I've got the paper plan, it's kind of small. It looks like this one elevation is 36.4 to the top, the peak of the roof.
That's what
Is that what you're working on now?
That's what
What
we're
we're-
discussing, yeah.
we're reaching the conclusion that although the plans got updated, the elevations, graphics, and dimensions don't necessarily match.
Right.
So what I'm working on is I'm gonna cross out some old dimensions and we're gonna call out the plate heights at 9 foot and 8 foot.
Okay.
And then that should drop.
Where are you seeing the 36.4? Is that on
On
one of the
the
side
left-
elevations?
On A5 left elevation, it
Oh,
says
no, that's
overall
the,
height.
that's the
Is that-
original
is that the
set.
original?
Yeah,
Okay.
that was the first submission
Okay,
because
great. I just
we're
want to make sure
A1,
we
2,
were,
and 3 right now.
okay, wanted to make sure we were at the right height.
So if I'm on the uphill side, which is where I originally measured the existing home from the driveway. What I'm gonna do is pull from the peak right there down to right about there. So I'm scaling 31.9. So if we take the 2 feet out, 1 foot each floor, will be at 29.9. And that was meeting the intent that you had in the markup from the first meeting.
I believe that was the conversation, yes.
All right, so I think the annotations are gonna, well, you got trim on the side windows.
Yeah, it's on the side elevations and the rear elevations.
If you look at it, there's a gap around the window where a line is
I get it.
either hidden or disappeared.
Are you really doing one shutter on the back elevation?
No.
Shutter Island.
No, that needs to come off.
Carl, are we making you happy?
It's all or nothing with the shutters, I think, right? And if they're operable, you know,
Bonus points.
operable shutters, right?
Well, we can put them on the second story on the front of the front elevation to match the back elevation.
That's your
either-
call. I mean, that's completely that is not in my mind, not a voting topic. It's a style design topic, right? You know, and I think we're making some inside jokes up here because
Yeah.
we've talked about window trim a lot, and also I've expressed a professionally based but healthy disdain for fake shutters. However, that is entirely up to the builder and homeowner, and certainly would not exclude it from being approved, as it has many times in the past, right? And then I have this longstanding wish for shutters to be operable if they're going to be presented. Not a requirement, just an opinion. So,
All right, so
but with those high winds
overall-
we had the other day, operable shutters would be a real good thing, right? All right.
Be sailing away.
Yeah, that's probably.
We get a plus or minus on that?
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
we're in the ballpark.
My computer.
Oh, this computer's elderly. I'm just gonna knock a couple of things out here just so we don't get confused, and then this time I will send markups to staff for inclusion.
As I remember, we had materials noted and covered last time. Is that?
Are in the,
We've made some color changes due to cost and just appearance.
so what was revised?
The black windows are going to be white vinyl, and then the vinyl siding will be gray.
I can't say that I'm upset by that.
8 white.
We've gotten we've had, let's just say we've had a number of modern farmhouse submissions, and I think the gray will fit in more nicely on the block.
I agree.
Okay, roof siding, board and batten. We know like a light gray or what do you got?
Castle stone is the actual color name.
Stone gray.
I've got the sample if you want to see it.
I'd love to see it. 'Cause Mr. Turner didn't do fancy three-dimensional renderings. So I think that looks fine.
Yay.
Garage door, still white.
Yes, white carriage door.
Okay.
Tom, do we have a color for the front door?
Black.
Front door black. There we go. All right, so I modified all of those. I need to block these out.
Do we have anybody in the digital audience?
No one is online that I'm seeing. What about you, Jessica? Do you see anybody?
So, assuming that the number changing process will be complete soon, I would move to approve as noted per this session.
Almost made it. All right, so we have window trim all the way around, 1x4 nominal, max height 29.9 plus minus, and crossed out all the other dimensions. Floor plan, the foyer's proud of the garage. Graphics are a little, nope, I think they match, a little weird. And site plan,
So the one thing I did modify with this is to note that it was the front face aligns with the front face of the adjacent property. And that'll be up to the civil engineer to finalize that.
where's that annotation?
Should be, oh, zoom back in, did it? Oh, no, it's going to be on the left-hand side, so. Yep, if you zoom in up there. Table
Or
front,
align with adjacent home.
yes.
Okay, so that's pretty much that alignment. Perfect, okay. All right, now that I'm done checking things, Mr. Carlin made a motion, I shall second. All those in favor? Carl Carlin,
Yes.
Matt Foreman, yes. And that's as noted. All right. No suspense here. Moving on to the second of Mr. McGee's submissions.
I was wondering why he wasn't sitting down, but now I remember, yeah.
Yeah. That. Don't have to save that. That. All right. Which one's next? 43 Middlesex. Tell us about this one.
So we've moved the pool room from the side of the house. We're gonna remove the vinyl siding on that portion of the house as well now and re-brick. Moving the French door from the side to the rear. And then all new windows on that end of the house as well.
Okay, so there's no
There's no-
footprint change.
There's no footprint change. There's no,
It's a footprint reduction.
So the indoor pool,
the indoor pool is done rotting the house out and has been removed. It's dirt.
humidity issues?
Yes, major.
All right, so then on the elevations, that's where the pool was. And help me, you're taking off the siding and putting on brick?
So it used to be an old sleeping porch.
Ah.
It's got the brick columns and brick about approximately 2 foot up all the way around. So we'll put windows back in, would have been closed up, and then move the door from the side to the rear. So they'll have a new access to the new patio in the back.
Got it.
HVAC is also going from the rear to the side where the pool used to be.
You're where the old siding was, so this is existing brick
Correct,
here.
there's brick down under that, and then the columns.
And I apologize, I had trouble understanding what the street frontage of the house was. Is this the street frontage right here?
Yes, that's the street frontage.
Okay, and so does that change the street frontage, or is it the same essentially?
I think it's a reduction.
Brick is going up
Brick is going up,
instead of siding?
correct.
Okay. Thank you.
And it's painted brick. It'll match the
Yeah,
rest
it'll
of
be
the
painted
house. There should also be a set of photographs in that submission
I
package.
think they were JPEGs which weren't showing up
Really?
in my PDF application. They weren't.
Well, it is a PDF.
Oh, were there? Look. Well, let me go here. Middlesex. Yeah, they were JPEGs,
Oh, really?
so I didn't download them.
Oh, I didn't do new ones for this one. Is that right, Tom? Oh, that's right.
Probably.
Sorry, it's the next.
It makes sense.
It's the
Think-
Salem one. Tom had done the photos back when it was submitted originally.
I don't have any questions, Matt, and I don't think I will develop any.
Seems pretty straightforward. Do we have a motion?
Motion to approve as submitted.
Do I need the existing brick annotation? I'm not sure we do. Okay.
It says to match above, yeah.
I will second. Roll call Carl Carlin.
Yes.
Matt Foreman? Yes. All right,
Down,
two
one to
down,
go.
one to go. There we are. Close those. I'm not going to bother to save it. Close that. Still no one online. No one likes you, Tom. They're not calling in.
Actually, we've taken care of all that already, is what it shows. Right, Tom? You've talked to all the neighbors.
Talked to all the neighbors.
They're
on
all
the-
happy.
On Middlesex.
All right, Salem. Tell us about this one. This
So
is
this-
right on. Is this a Van Cleef house or not?
It's on the north side of the lake. So the Van Cleves do not own this one currently.
Got it.
Brick structure, the gutter sits on top of the top course of brick.
Oh, this is the one you were talking about.
House leaks and then there's a flat roof over the kitchen, which used to be in a garage, we believe. So, cutting the roof back and then extending it over to roughly about a 10-inch soffit all over the brick sides, and then a new sloped roof over the existing flat roof of the kitchen with a matching 10-inch overhang.
So this roof stays,
The back addition stays. It is functioning properly.
not leaking. Whoops.
And then the domed over the front will be removed, covered up with the new slope of the roof.
I think I just annoyed my computer. Neighboring houses across the street. It's this one, right?
I mean, my only thought on it really is that although it is an interesting detail and does make the house sort of stand out in an interesting way, you know, if it's leaking, right? So, and
Well, but it's not, it's the whole roof. It's not just the detail at the front.
I mean, there's you're not really changing much about the pitch of the roof, and there's a addition on the back that has a more contemporary overhang, right?
No, it's flush.
It's the same as the new house.
The addition is flush.
It's actually flush, whereas this one was held back.
This was,
All right,
It was a gutter
but
that
it's
sat
more
on top
it's
of
more
the,
functional.
yeah.
yes.
So is there a reason you didn't explore going flush with this design to match that?
Again, this one will at least, we know it will solve the problem rather than another potential problem for the owner. I mean, last
Trying
one we
to
want is to,
Conservative.
trying to attach to the existing brick. I was leery of popping brick and having to remortar a bunch of brick on the top courses.
So the dentals are still staying, you're coming out a little bit.
Right.
This may be less prominent, just
There's
nominally.
a second roof structure bump out above that bay window, and then the front porch roof will be flush with the rest of the house.
So this,
So currently, that's only about a 7-foot clearance on the
Yeah.
front edge. That's 7 foot above the grade, actually. It's really short when you walk in.
so this roof is being replaced. This roof back here is staying.
It will get all new roofing, but the new shingles, but the
Roof
framing
structure is
stays.
staying.
The roof structure stays.
And then was there something going on the porch, carport?
So
That was-
that was already done previously. It's just Google's not updated.
Okay. So it's mainly this piece, and then you're gonna work around that.
Yeah, and that is actually one of the reasons for the extension. So it ends up being flush right there.
Oh, I get it. So the new
So-
eave is flush with the
Right.
face of the proud
So
brick.
basically brings it forward. The brick is cut down so that we can rest on top of that. And then the roof stays flush all the way across there up until the bay window. And then the bay window will have a projected hip.
Okay, so we're losing the arc on the front.
Correct.
Got it. Okay, so that's just going flush. But
Correct.
to Carl's point, and then is there a little gable?
Correct. It's basically a shallow hip.
So it's still gonna get some interest there.
Correct.
And I'm not sure what to call it, the cupola or the vent collection at the top is also gone.
Correct. There may be a hidden chimney someplace in there, but there's no, the fireplace on the inside's abandoned.
With you, it's a shame to lose that nice little detail on the front, but if it's leaking. Turner finds a magical way to preserve it, but. And then this has already been done. It's just,
Correct. That's all existing.
how are, is this flashing note correct?
That is not correct. I apologize.
Okay. Been done. Or are you doing,
No, the garage was done.
Nope, that's all done. Sorry.
trim, remove cupola? Both existing. Oh, no, this is,
That's
Yeah,
existing.
that's all existing. Oh yeah, it says that one says existing below it.
to match existing.
Oh, it does. You're right. I'm gonna have to fire my proofreader.
What's white post?
So on that porch, there's gonna be a post out front. We have to put a new post in. Currently, is there a 4x4 sitting there that's
Either
bare?
4x4 or 5x5 post.
That's something that's
The vinyl sleeve
existing.
post.
Yeah.
All right, so we're now in as noted territory.
Yeah, I think I understand the project, so I could move to approve as noted.
Second, roll call, Carl Carlin,
Yes.
Matt Foreman, yes.
Thank you,
Find a
gentlemen.
magical way to save the cool little arch, go for it. You don't need administrative approval.
Thank you.
All right, public comments, we have nobody online and we have no one in the audience. So, building official update from the director.
I don't have anything tonight, except we do have one submission for next month.
And then I think we're looking for a time to review the design guideline.
Yes, I believe so. That's, yeah.
Says April 7th to 10th. I don't know if you guys are around. I'm actually in town.
That, what time?
Sometime between the 7th and the 10th.
Oh, gotcha.
Whitney needs to choose a day. Also the
Gotcha,
afternoon.
Thank you.
Oh, I'm sorry. They are looking at between April 7th through 10th at 3:30 in the afternoon. As soon as the day has been determined, we will let you know.
And will that be at the community center in a public meeting?
Sorry, I wasn't privy to that information.
Okay, just curious. At 3:30 in the afternoon, it made me curious, so. I don't know.
We'll let you know that detail as soon as we have that one determined too.
All right,
And the application that is for April is dependent on whether or not it is granted a variance.
Ah,
sounds like a tear down.
really?
I don't think it's a tear
Usually
down.
variances are for
No, it's not a tear down.
renovations.
It's,
Oh, so
I think
they're-
it's a variance for a garage. They want it, cut it down from 5 to 3 feet, I believe.
Ooh,
They just
Oh,
don't,
is that the one on Douglas?
could be, yes.
Yeah, it's one of the pie-shaped ones that,
oh, gotcha.
it was on the agenda like 2 months ago, and they took it off. But it was like one of the pie-shaped ones at the end, so I understand the need for a variance.
Yes, yes.
All right, I think that's the end of our agenda. Do we have a motion for adjournment?
So moved.
I'll second that and thank everybody for their work this evening.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Adjourned.